the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Susan every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Third ID increases surveillance on NPA in Panay Island after leaders' deaths. AFP assures livelihood aid to fisherfolk affected by Balikatan. 29 OFWs repatriated amid the rising tension in Lebanon. DFA denies over 170 passport applications of questionable foreign nationals.
Good day everyone, as well to our troops at Camp Emilio Ginaldo, Quezon City. Today is Friday, September 20, and we will bring you the latest news from the armed forces and other information around the Philippines. I am Ralph Susan for AFP Community News.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
For the brief overview of our stories, the Philippine Army has intensified its surveillance of New People's Army activities on Panay Island, making it difficult for the rebels to regroup after the deaths of 3 top leaders. Lieutenant Colonel J.J. Javines, the spokesperson for 3rd Infantry Division, noted a leadership vacuum within the NPA following government anti-insurgency operations from July 29 to August 31. Moreover, Brigadier General Michael Sampson, the commander of the 301st Infantry Brigade, urged the remaining NPA members to surrender, stressing the military's ongoing commitment in ending insurgency in the region.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The 10th Infantry Division reported no recent New People's Army activities in its area of operations and will now focus on engaging in active or lie-low NPA members. Major Ruben Gadut, the Public Affairs Office Chief, credited the division's peace efforts and territorial defense for maintaining peace. He emphasized that military operations would continue targeting both remnants and inactive members of the Southern Mindanao Regional Committee. He also noted that 31 inactive NPA members have been identified, with efforts underway to reintegrate them through the Enhanced Comprehensive Local Integration Program.
Armed Forces Radio.
We have a report coming in about AFP successfully concludes Resource Management Mentoring Program. Go for the details, Shai.
Yes, good afternoon. The Armed Forces of the Philippines concluded its Resource Management Mentoring Program. Launched in April, the program guided 59 AFP units and offices on financial, logistical, procurement, and accounting requirements through video teleconference sessions. In collaboration with various AFP offices, the RMMP aimed to enhance transparency, accountability, and efficient use of resources, reinforcing the AFP's commitment to good governance and modernizing its operations. This is Shai reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Shai.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines will provide livelihood assistance to fisherfolk impacted by the annual Balikatan military exercises with the United States. Agusan del Norte Representative Jose Aquino II confirmed this during the 2025 General Appropriations Bill plenary deliberations, responding to concerns that raised. He assured that the AFP, in coordination with local government units, will offer programs like AICS and TUPAD to affected communities. He also emphasized the AFP's commitment in safety and thorough planning in areas where the exercises are held, including Tarlac, Zambales, and Palawan. Presidential Peace Advisor Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr. reaffirmed the government's ongoing support for the Cordillera Administrative Region during the 38th anniversary of the Mount Data Peace Accord in Bauco Mountain Province. The Peace Accord, signed last September 13, 1986, between the administration of former President Corazon Aquino and the Cordillera Bodong administration. Cordillera People's Liberation Army led to a ceasefire and the creation of CAR in 1987. Relatedly, Galvez recommended establishing an inter-cabinet cluster for Cordillera's transformation, similar to the model used in Bangsamoro region.
Armed Forces Radio.
For other updates, let us hear the details of a Philippine Army hosts successful recruitment roadshow with First Lieutenant Ronnie Liang. Go ahead, Jimboy.
The 4th Infantry Division of Philippine Army, in partnership with the Army Recruitment Office Mindanao, held a recruitment roadshow at Cagayan de Oro College, FINMA, featuring the film Life in the OCS. Celebrity Reservist First Lieutenant Ronnie Liang served as the keynote speaker, inspiring students to consider joining the Philippine Army. The event, attended by Bachelor of Science in Criminology students, aimed to showcase opportunities in the Officer Candidate School. Liang emphasized the importance of leadership, discipline, and serving the nation, stating the Army is more than career. It's a commitment to protect the people. This is Jimboy reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for the stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Jimboy.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
Interior Secretary Benjamin Nobles Jr. and Philippine National Police Chief General Romel Marbil expressed their support for the National Task Force and local communities' armed conflict during a Senate hearing yesterday. Their remarks came in response to Senator Robin Padilla's inquiry about whether their agencies supported calls to abolish the task force as proposed by some lawmakers in the House of Representatives. Abbas emphasized that Anti-FLCAC has improved the lives of former rebels, advocating for its continuation and strengthening. Marbil echoed this, highlighting the task force's role in educating and informing misinformed rebels, which has led to successful reintegration efforts. Both officials stressed the need to maintain Anti-FLCAC to further assist former rebels in rebuilding their lives.
DWDD National News.
And for our national news, the personal data of around 28 million passport holders may have been compromised. Foreign Affairs Assistant Secretary Adelio Cruz said that the National Printing Office failed to install a cybersecurity system that would protect that information. Cruz explained that some data were sold on the deep web. Following this, the DFA emphasized that they are seriously looking into the possibility of employing a cybersecurity system for all the passport data.
Armed Forces Radio.
From First CRG, let us hear some information from Meljoy about 5th ID intensifies efforts to counter CPP NPA recruitment following Peña Blanca encounter.
Yes, Rolf, in response to the recent encounter in Barangay Baliwag, Peña Blanca, Cagayan, which led to the death of the 3 members of the communist terrorist group Kumiting Rayon, Cagayan Valley, the 5th Infantry Division Philippine Army has launched a comprehensive campaign to counter the deceptive recruitment tactics of the Communist Party of the Philippines New People's Army. To prevent the communist terrorist group from recruiting other victims, the 5th Infantry Division has implemented a series of targeted information education campaign across Peña Blanca. This campaign is conducted in partnership with the National Intelligence Coordinating Agency, Philippine National Police, and local government units aimed to raise awareness about the danger of the CPP-NPA's propaganda. On September 13 and 14, 2024, the 5th Infantry Division, 95th Infantry Battalion, and the 5th Civil Military Operations Battalion led information education campaign activities in Barangay Baliwag and Minanga. Over 200 residents attended this event, where they were informed about the communist terrorist group deceptive promises and the real-world consequences of joining the armed group. In addition to exposing their tactics of recruitment, the 95th Infantry Battalion and the 5th CIMO Battalion distributed information materials about the Enhanced Comprehensive Local Integration Program and other government initiatives designed to assist former rebels in reintegrating into society. These materials provide provided residents with valuable information about the support available to those who choose to abandon the armed struggle. By strengthening community resilience and providing alternative pathways for vulnerable individuals, the 5th Infantry Division is working to protect the youth and other at-risk populations from falling prey to the CPP-NPA's deceptive recruitment strategies. The division's efforts are part of a broader campaign to promote peace and development in conflict-affected areas. This is Mel Drinesh reporting for AFP Community News, One AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Meljoy.
DWDD National News.
29 overseas Filipino workers were repatriated from Lebanon as tension escalated between the Arab country and Israel. According to the Migrant Workers Office in Lebanon, the repatriation was voluntary. The Overseas Workers Welfare Administration commits to continue to assist the OFWs affected by turmoil in other countries and to provide them with the necessary support for their return and reintegration in their country. A total of 151 OFWs have already been repatriated from Lebanon.
DWDD National News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has approved a 2.2 billion peso budget for the purchase of 1 million ambulances to cover all cities and municipalities in the country. Marcos said this is part of upscaling the preparedness and response to calamities and disasters at both the local and at the national level. PBBM also assured the people that the government will continue investing in the country's healthcare system. 51 PTVs or patient transport vehicles were handed over to LGUs and hospitals in Western Visayas yesterday.
Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let us hear from Beth Tanyeta about MBLT 10 joins Run for Servant Heroes on Calayan Island.
Marine Battalion Landing Team 10 participated in the Run for Servant Heroes at Calayan Island. It was also participated by personnel from the Philippine National Police, Coast Guard, Bureau of Fire Protection, local government unit, teachers, and barangay officials, led by the Calayan Mayor Honorable Lopez. The Unity Run honored the sacrifice of government agencies in providing essential services and the community. MBLT 10 remained committed in the support, the development, and the progress in Cagayan province. This is Abel Tanyete reporting for the AFP Community News, One AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Beth Tanyete.
DWDD National News.
Camarines Sur 2nd District Representative Lorey Villafuerte is pushing for a higher budget for the Department of Health next year. Villafuerte explained that an additional budget would help fund the agency's priority initiatives. This includes the Health Facilities Enhancement Program, which oversees the establishment of super health centers in partnership with local government units. The lawmaker described the super health centers as better versions of the common rural health units. Under the 2025 National Expenditure Program, the DOH has been earmarked with 297.6 billion pesos.
DWDD National News.
The Department of Agriculture said that it will immediately suspend the controlled inoculation of hogs in the country should the African swine fever vaccine be found to be ineffective. The A is currently conducting controlled vaccination of the ASF vaccine in Batangas. Agriculture Assistant Secretary for Swine and Poultry Constante Palabrica explained that they will provide all the data they can get and it will be balanced by the Food and Drug Administration and private groups of scientists. The DA is targeting to administer the ASF vaccine to about 1,500 pigs in Batangas province this September.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear from Sena about 40 former rebels complete the radicalization program in Sorsogon.
The 903rd Infantry Patriot Brigade facilitated the conduct of transformative 3-day deradicalization program 2024 anchored with the theme Muling Pagbangon, ang daan patungo sa kapayapaan at pagbabago. to the 40 former members of the CPP-NPA held at the headquarters of 22nd Infantry Battalion in Barangay Calumagon, Bulan, Sorsogon. The program was designed to shift the former rebels' mindset, uplift their morale, and enhance their overall welfare. It focused on values formation, providing accurate information to correct the false narratives that led them into the armed struggle. Through these efforts, the FRs were guided towards peaceful reintegration into society. The success of the program was made possible through the collaborative efforts of various local government units and agencies, all of which contributed their respective programs and services tailored in the genuine transformation of the former rebels. Participating agencies included the PSWDO, DILG, DOLE, TESDA, NHA, National Amnesty Commission, NCIP, DepEd-ALS, and the Diocese of Sorsogon. During the activity, former NPA cadres Cabal and Ka James shared their personal experiences in the armed movement. Their powerful testimonies and personal stories encouraged former comrades to abandon the wrong ideologies and to become advocates of peace and positive change in the community. This is Sana from Solcom reporting for AFP Community News 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Sena.
DWDD National News.
The Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction Management Council of Negros Occidental recorded 104.9 million pesos damage to agriculture due to the southwest monsoon or habagat. Rice and other crops in 121 barangays recorded 101.7 million in damage, 1.7 million in fisheries, and 1.4 million livestock. The PDRRMC reported 460 damaged houses. 34 of these were totally destroyed and 426 were partially damaged.
DWDD National News.
House Deputy Majority Leader Iloilo 1st District Representative Janeth Garin is pushing for the use of rated Philippine offshore gaming operators or POGO hubs as dormitories for students. Garin raised that among the problems being faced by the students was the high price of rental fees for dormitories. She explained that dormitories are mostly provided by the private sector and the price or cost can't be controlled. This is the reason why the lawmaker floated the idea for the government to acquire the rated POGO specifically in Region 3 and turn them into extension campuses as well as dormitories for deserving students.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more updates from Mami about Philippine Navy and Royal Malaysian Navy strengthen maritime security collaboration.
Yes, Rof, the Philippine Navy and Royal Malaysian Navy advanced their maritime security collaboration during the 26th Navy-to-Navy talks held in Manila. Hosted by the Philippine Navy, the discussions were led by Philippine Navy Vice Commander Rear Admiral Josema Ambrosio Espileta and the Royal Malaysian Navy Assistant Chief of Staff for Operations and Training Rear Admiral Farizal Mior. Philippine Navy spokesperson Commander John Percy Alcos emphasized the importance of the partnership in promoting regional stability, maritime safety, and protecting the maritime interests of both nations. Both navies reaffirmed their commitment to closer defense relations for the benefit of the broader regional maritime community. This is Ami reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Ami.
Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let us hear more from Chris Bell about residents from South UP Maguindanao del Sur surrender for firearms to Army troops.
In the ongoing strengthening of the Mobile Community Support Sustainment Program of the 57th Infantry Battalion, 4 firearms were voluntarily surrendered by the residents of Barangay Lamud, South UP Maguindanao del Sur yesterday. According to Lieutenant Colonel Aaron Gumabaw, commander of 57th Infantry Battalion, the concerned citizens of the said barangay decided to surrender the weapons to the Army troops because they believe that they are not authorized to carry the said weapons. Lieutenant Colonel Gumabao stated that people's organizations like Tropang Kalilintad Organization is a big help in supporting the Army's campaign against loose firearms, and noted that because of these similar organizations, the armed forces of the Philippines are getting ahead of the curve on loose firearms. Meanwhile, Major General Antonio Navarrete, commander of the 6th Infantry Division and Joint Task Force Central, lauded the residents of South UP Maguindanao del Sur for their choice to completely avoid any form of violence or crime caused by the continued use of firearms. As for him, the surrender of loose firearms will result in peace and tranquility, which will result in prosperity and hope for our people. This is Crisbel May Lorenzo reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Crisbel.
DWDD National News.
Moving on to another story, the Department of Foreign Affairs had denied over 170 passport applications of questionable foreign nationals. DFA Assistant Secretary Adelio Cruz disclosed that most of them were first-time applicants. He added that they are all using delayed registration of births. Cruz noted that 71 out of 171 of these fraudulent passport applications have been referred to the National Bureau of Investigation.
DWDD National News.
The updated guidelines for the implementation of the revised kindergarten to grade 10 curriculum, or the Matatag curriculum, will take effect this month. DepEd said the implementation begins in the second quarter of the school year. The agency ensures that schools will receive technical support in adjusting class programs. DepEd earlier stressed that schools need to ensure a fair and equitable distribution of teaching loads while protecting the welfare of teachers. And now let's hear our reporter on the ground of a Philippine Army break ground on new housing facilities, receives trucks from AFP Mbai. Go for the details, Gina.
Yes, Raf, the Philippine Army began construction on a new modular housing facility for soldiers and received boom and man lift trucks from the Armed Forces and Police Mutual Benefit Association Incorporated during a ceremony at Fort Bonifacio, Taguig City yesterday. The facility will address housing needs while the trucks will support camp maintenance and construction. Relatedly, Army Vice Commander Major General Leodevic B. Ginid expressed gratitude for AFP Mbai's donations, which enhance the Army's readiness and capabilities. This is Gina reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Gina. From Rizal, more updates from Ella Mercado about Rizal PNP prepares security measures for the upcoming 2025 midterm elections.
A provincial joint peace and security coordinating center meeting was successfully held in Camp General Licerio Hieronimo in Taytay, Rizal. The activity is part of the preparation of the upcoming 2025 national and local elections that, according to Rizal Provincial Police Office Director Police Colonel Felipe Maragun. The said security preparation was attended by various law enforcement agencies, which will be a partner of COMELEC for having the orderly and peaceful elections next year. Among officials and representatives who joined in Rizal PPO Peace and Security Preparation meeting were Attorney Arnulfo Pio Quinto of COMELEC Rizal, Lieutenant Junior Grade Alvin Austria of Philippine Coast Guard Rizal, Provincial Election Supervisors, Provincial Staff, Chief of Police, Rizal Provincial Mobile Force Company, Bureau of Fire Protection Rizal, Philippine Army, AFP, and other provincial support units. Police Colonel Maragon said some of their focus for the said midterm elections to be held next year is the proper deployment of personnel to their border control points, close coordination to some emergency situations, and others related on the safety issue of their province. This is Ella Mercado reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Ella Mercado from Rizal.
DWDD National News.
The Bureau of Customs has impounded 2 ships at the Navotas Fish Port that were used in oil smuggling. Customs Commissioner Bienvenido Rubio said that ships were seized by the Customs Intelligence and Investigation Services Manila International Container Port. The tankers used what is described as paihi to illegally transfer more than 20 million worth of unmarked fuel. The fuel did not have the proper markings, indicating that taxes and duties were not paid.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
That's all for today's broadcast. Thank you for joining us, especially to our audience in our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Don't forget to tune in next week for more updates, same time and same station. Again, this is Ralph Susan for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcast